New day, new addictive vlog. A so addictive vlog. Nothing long. You've already seen the title. Let's just get into it. Today I'm going to be unboxing, assembling and doing a brief first impressions review on the 2020 Velocifero Mad 1600 watt electric adult scooter. Now how's that for a mouthful? Now I actually had this on pre-order from the beginning of June and it was delivered earlier this week. Now the main differences I believe with the 2020 model and the previous models is it has a hub motor instead of a chain drive, and also they've changed the wheels. So they're like smooth sports bike wheels instead of your knobbly motocross off-road type wheels. That might not be all the changes, but those are the main differences that I'm aware of. Now unfortunately this scooter isn't for me, it was actually a gift from my sister. Now I know she's excited to ride it, so let's just get it built. Now I'm going to be using the Fun Bikes YouTube video as a guide to help me assemble the scooter. I actually purchased this scooter from Fun Bikes, so it actually makes sense for me to use the material that they've provided. So the tools that I need are various sockets, so a socket set and some hex keys. Socket set, check. Hex keys, check. These are the T-handle keys. Would recommend you use these much more power when you're turning it. So I've got tools. Let's see if I need anything else. So yeah, check. Hex keys, yeah. T-handle keys, yeah. Stud lock. Now I feel like if stud lock wasn't important, then they wouldn't have listed it on their instructions and tools and kind of like checklists, and they wouldn't have it in the video. So well, looks like I need to go to the shop and get some stud lock. Just arrived at Halfords. We're here. Hopefully they've got the stud lock I need, because that was one oversight that I forgot about. I want to assemble this right. I'm doing it with my sister. It has to be right. So we're going to go into Halfords and get it done. Let's go. Okay, so I'm in Halfords now and we're looking for thread lock. There's like a one-way system going on. Can you see? There's tape everywhere, markings on the floor, but we are in a pandemic. I'm being very naughty. I don't have a mask on or gloves, but I do have a lot of sanitizer and disinfectant, and I will be giving myself the treatment when I get back to the car. This is it. So we're gonna make our way back home. Got what I need, don't need anything else. It's very tempting, but I've just come for this one thing, so I'm gonna stick with that. So I'll see you back home. I'm back and I've got the stud lock, so let's finally get this built and test it out.
Hey! Finally, finally, finally.
Woo! And it's another box. So what have we got here?
Is this a wheel? Oh,
Careful.
oh,
no, that's not. Okay, so this is how it will come if you buy one. I mean, it's a bit of they didn't need to print on this, but I like their attention to detail. Nice. This is the seat post. Good quality, robust. Oh, the smell. It's a tyre guard. Yeah, I'm just making sure it wasn't broken, but I don't think it is.
No.
That's the mud guard. All present and correct.
We'll get into it. Look.
Oh,
That's the seat.
that's a nice seat. Okay. 2, 3. Yes, yes. She's gonna take the cellophane off, and once we've done that and all the bits, we'll be back. So I'm just bringing you in on some initial shots. You see, it's got the 2020 updated hub motor, red calipers. These are the shocks. These handlebars collapse. We've got the gloss skateboard deck inspired. We've got the tires, like I said, like a sports bike on a motorcycle sports bike. They used to be knobbly. Obviously, we've got the headlights. And in the toolbox, it's actually got the key. So it's key start. So if you get one of these, this is how it's going to come. And then not much assembly, just a case of connecting wires for the battery, as you can see there, assembling the handlebars and putting on the mudguard, the seat post and the seat, and attaching the brake light.
Many minutes later.
What are your first impressions of the scooter?
I literally love it. As you can see, I prepared for this day. It is adorable. Hilariously, I think it's not that much, candy is not that much bigger than it. Look.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same size as the smart car.
Except this is sustainable energy, no petrol, get to know.
So that's it, the 2020 Velociraptor has been built. Coming to the end of the video, let me know what you think. I know I did miss some parts out of the build. I didn't document everything. You didn't see me putting the seat on, but that was really easy. It was just a case of feeding the brake light wire through, securing it in place and connecting it underneath there. You didn't see me wiring everything up to the battery. I'm going to tell you something about that as well. You didn't see me adjusting the handlebars, but that was really straightforward. So let's talk about what you missed when the GoPro died. So a really straightforward assembly. I reckon if you're competent with using tools, it's just hex keys and sockets. The most challenging part for me was figuring out how to put that rear fender on. And there was no instruction, so that was a bit annoying. But once I figured it out, it made sense and I felt pretty accomplished and it was all really easy. The longest part of the assembly was checking all the bolts and putting on the stud lock, but obviously that's for safety and this is for my sister, so I wanted to make sure I did that. So that was what ate into a lot of the time and put the time of the assembly up, is doing all the bolt checks and putting on all the stud lock. But that's your safety. If you want to be safe, then I'd suggest that you do it. The seat was really easy, like I said. Make sure it's tight, make sure it's not wobbling. It does take a bit of shaking about and encouragement to sit right, so make sure it's sat right on the plate and you'll be fine. The wiring underneath, really straightforward. You've just got one wire for the horn, you've got another wire for the rest of the electrics, and then you've got one for the brake light as well. What I will say is make sure you put the fuse in first before you connect the electrics, because silly me, put the electrics, the mains wire, I connected it and then I tried to put the fuse in, I got a big, as soon as I saw a spark, I took that away. But it's just something to bear in mind. Put the fuse in, then attach all the rest of the wires so you're not kind of trying to put a fuse into a live system, because the batteries have a slight charge. If I switch it on, it's still empty, but there is a slight charge. So you do need to be careful. You don't want to give yourself a shock. I have very quick reflexes, so I made sure that I didn't shock myself. So would I recommend this electric scooter? Well, on looks alone, yes, it's very robust, it's very sturdy, it's very stylish, it's easy to assemble. They have a brilliant warranty on it and they're just unique. Can't let you know our thoughts in terms of how it rides, what it's like on the roads and different terrains yet, because it needs to be charged. The initial charge needs to be for 12 hours as recommended by the supplier and the manufacturers. These are probably the best looking electric scooters around that I've seen, and regardless of whether they're assembled or not, I would recommend getting one. So easy to assemble. If I wasn't vlogging this, if I wasn't filming, it'll be easy. I would have assembled it in quicker than I did. Time consuming doing the bolts, but very necessary. The rear fender can be a bit tricky, but I know that design is actually an improvement on the last design because it was very flimsy and they often came off. So although annoying to attach, it's very sturdy and I don't think it's going to drop off for my sister. The seat was easy, the handlebars were easy. That's just a case of tightening the throttle, putting the controls, the brake controls where you want them, and the electronics, just a case of connecting 3 wires and making sure you put your fuse in, and then jobs are good and put it on charge and off you go. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please let me know. If you want to do any more videos on this scooter, let me know as well, and I'll try and oblige. Put your questions below, just put a comment if you like the video, like it. If you didn't like it, then thumbs down. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more weekly vlogs, and I will see you in the next video. Ooyy.